So we're about to get out of here because we got to go back to Texas for a second because we got to highlight how corrupt the Dems are. So watch this. See, so they all mad and stuff because the Republicans are finally playing the same game as the Democrats with the redistricting. But the Democrats then redistrict out. They like, man, we ain't got nowhere to grow. We've been doing this mess so long here. Our threats are idle. So you doing it, we're gonna do it too. Do we have any room to do? No, we're already redistrict out. Okay, this is bad. If they all redistrict, we may never win another election again. Bravo! This would be one of the greatest daggers in their heart. Trump would have single-handedly destroyed this raggedy behind party because he's bold enough to do things like this. No other president would have got in and said, you know what, let's do this. Why can't we do that? Let's do that. You know what? Since they're doing this, let's play ball like they do. Yeah, all the advantages that they've been having these years that I've been scratching my dome saying, how in the world are these Democrats raising money? How are these Democrats winning elections? How are they? Oh, rigging it. All the illegal immigrants being counted in census, things like that. The gerrymandering. Oh, and don't forget that USAID. There was fun, and now they broke. Yeah, he's cutting all of this mess off, and we're going to strip them down, and we're going to find out that underneath all that makeup is an ugly chick. We're going to find out that under all the muscles, that guy been pumping roids or Synthol in his puffed up muscles. It's all fake. So let's continue here watching these Democrats try to save their own lives. Starting off with who?
We got to stop them in whatever ways they're trying to attack these people because they're standing.
Attack these people. See, you see what they say? Now here's Beto O'Rourke with their arms that be flapping all over the place. Remember that? We're gonna get those AR-19s off this. Yeah, that guy right there, the failed president candidate, who's a rich boy, and now he's pretty much bribing these Democrats. So now you hear that? We're going to go ahead and we're gonna save him from doing what, Beto?
Stop them in whatever ways they're trying to attack these people because they're
attack these people. You hear that? Translation: attack the Democrat politicians. There it is. But we can't say that. See, everything we put in place to give us power and the advantage is all self-serving. But when it is attacked or it is called out, then we can go ahead and project to say, you know what? No, y'all trying to attack them. It has nothing to do with us. We're defending all these illegal immigrants that's in the country illegally because you're attacking them. No, by getting them out of here, we're attacking you guys. Same thing when it comes down to redistricting. We ain't attacking no dang on voters. You ain't worried about them voters. Yeah, you're worried about your party's power.
Standing up for all of us.
So, as we mentioned, you're helping to cover the costs for these Democrats who fled. You did the same thing in 2021.
Yeah, and you should be arrested for that.
Over a voting bill. They ultimately returned and the bill was passed. Yet, at that time, you spent over $500,000. I mean, we could see a similar scenario this time around. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
Absolutely. You know, if we fail, the consolidation of authoritarian power in America will be nearly
authoritarian. Now, you know this is projection. We all know if Hillary would have won, or Biden or Kamala would have won again, do you understand what they'd have did to our country? They would have locked us down, especially every conservative on the internet. I mean, every conservative protester. I mean, it would be horrible what they would have done to us. If they could have got over the Trump hump, they would have implemented their diabolical, real, true socialist totalitarian scheme on all of us. Probably make us get some more jabs for no reason. Just to do it as a social experiment. Let's make them get the jab. Well, don't they already have it? Yeah, but let's do it again. Let's see how stupid they are. See if they'll do it again.
Unstoppable. That means more masked, plainclothes federal agents without badges or warrants sweeping our fellow Americans up off the streets.
Now you see that? You see this fool? Because he's on CNN, he's able to get away with saying that. So now what is he doing? He's bringing up things that threaten the Democrats' power. Getting these illegal immigrants out of the country does not threaten them. It's threatening y'all power. So now what do? You get on there and lie. These federal agents going in and doing what to these? What American citizens?
That means more masked, plainclothes federal agents without badges or warrants sweeping our fellow Americans up off the streets.
Our fellow Americans. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? If you didn't, there it is. Fellow Americans. So for all those CNN watchers, that's what he just dropped that subliminal in your mind. What? Fellow Americans? Why is Trump using these Gestapos to go after us?
Sweeping our fellow Americans
Dirty Dems
up off the streets.
Really? Oh, what's this? ICE arrested over 200 illegal alien child you-know-what offenders in Houston area in the past 6 months. Those are our fellow Americans? Dirty Dems. Wow.
Our fellow Americans.
These people are sick. These people are sick.
They are.
It means more retribution and persecution and even violence for Trump's political opponents. And it also means that...
Where's that coming from? Retribution, political violence. No, he just basically, get it up, guys. He just basically described how the Democrats responded to Trump. Retribution, political violence, all of these things. These are dirty, evil hypocrites. Dirty Dems. No wonder you lost.
A Republican majority Congress with these 5 stolen seats, if we allow them...
Stolen! 5 stolen seats. But I smell some hypocrisy.
...succeed, will roll out the royal red carpet for a Trump third term. So this is literally for all the...
Now you got my attention. Third term. I'm liking what I'm hearing.
...marbles. Will roll out the royal red carpet for a Trump third term.
That's a real thing that can happen?
Of course.
No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of the president more than once.
But critically, there's this little noticed loophole in the way that the 22nd Amendment is written. Because the amendment says no president shall be elected to the presidency more than twice. But there are other ways to become president other than being elected president. One such way is you can be the vice president, and the president can step down or resign or be impeached, and you could ascend to the presidency that way. And technically you weren't elected president in that case.
Absolutely. You know what's funny? Now we know that's not going to happen. However, it would be funny just to see their reactions. We know Trump will be too old at that time. He'll probably be like, man, I'm done. But at the same time, boy, you want to talk about some everyday content from these people flipping out. Oh my goodness. It would be hilarious. So it's always floated out there just to drive them crazy. But wait, Beto's back.
And I just think it's super clear that Republicans care about power and nothing else.
Holy moly. That right there was the whole projector, not the screen. He just threw the projector at us. He didn't even project it onto the screen. That type of projection that guy just used was the actual projector. Here, bang. Did you hit me with a projector? So we only care about power.
And for far too long, Democrats have cared about being right, coloring within the lines, rules, and power is always...
I'm choking on it. I'm choking on the hypocrisy and projection. Unbelievable. Yeah, but who is he on? He's on MSNBC. There it is. There you go. Dirty Dems.
It's been a secondary consideration. We need to absolutely flip that around and focus on power exclusively. It's why I'm encouraged by what I'm hearing.
Basically, do what y'all always been doing. Everything y'all have been doing or attempting to do was so you can have ultimate power. You hear this fool? Packing the courts, getting rid of the filibuster, stuff like that. Colluding with big tech to shut down dissent, using lawfare, gerrymandering. Everything about them and everything they do is designed to eventually have complete control and power. Break in our border, bringing these millions of illegal immigrants in here so that y'all can get more votes. Yeah, that's what this is. And this fool up here, he's one of the dirtiest.
By Governor Newsom in California, Governor Pritzker in Illinois, even Governor Hochul in New York. They're talking about seizing the initiative and redrawing their congressional boundaries to maximize Democratic Party advantage.
They're already maxed out, though. So, I mean, all of those threats are idle threats. They're maxed out already, you big fat hypocrite.
We got to fight fire with fire. We wish the refs were going to call the fouls, that there were going to be penalties for what they are doing right now, but the refs have left the arena.
Now you see Prince and tight knees, no base, who's leaving his job. You see Stoney Jackson over there with that, whatever color that is, fuchsia, I don't know what that is, baby blue. Get some man colors. I want to see some brown, black, navy blue, something like that. Out there in a very light colored suit, and next to your buddy with the tight knees and no base. Yeah, I bet you the two peas in the pod. Now let's continue.
Or corrupted.
Yeah, they're corrupted.
This out and to win. We got to be focused on it.
Here's how national review said.
Oh, now let's hear from some of these great governors and stuff that Beto O'Rourke said are great. So here comes Roger Rabbit Teeth. Here comes Bucky Beaver. So let's hear it. Surprise eyes.
Said it was only 3 years ago that New York's Democratic legislature drew up a map so brazenly contemptuous of basic rules that govern a district's contiguousness that the state's Democrat-dominated Court of Appeals threw it out. The New York Times at the time called those maps comically contorted. That's their quote. So your state's highest court at the time, all the judges appointed by Democratic governors, they threw the maps out. So fair to say Democrats have done what they're now accusing Republicans of doing.
Absolutely. Yep, and they don't like it now that we are actually playing by those rules. And I'm glad we are. We need to do more. We need to be more aggressive. Right now, we got them on a run. We cannot let this party survive. I mean, this is one of them situations, like in the Old Testament, where God would say, go in and destroy the whole nation. Don't take anything. Don't bring no animals back. Don't leave nothing alive. Don't eat no fruit. Just tear it all up. Because it all represents evil, and if you leave one bit of it, it'll come back to bite you. That's what we need to do to the Democrat Party. We could never run the risk of these folks getting back in power. We need to make this party go extinct. There it is. So now watch her get on here and try to tell us it's different, though.
No, we followed the rules. We do it every 10 years. We base it on
But the court
census.
said you didn't follow the rules.
Well, we did follow the rules.
So the court was wrong?
Well, we...
Not about that, this because I'm saying it. Don't listen to the rules in the court, what they said. And just listen to me just saying that's not true. Because we did follow the rules. But the court said you didn't. Well, I'm saying I did.
We followed the rules. And we didn't intend to do this again until the 2032 elections. But because we're in a different situation altogether that demands that leaders stand up and say, I'm not going to let our democracy
Here we go.
be eroded away because there's a blatant power grab to maintain power in our nation's capital.
See, here it is. Oh, it's a blatant power grab and all stuff. You know what didn't play by those rules? It's those two front teeth. Front teeth shouldn't be that big. Now that right there breaks all the rules. When you can't close your mouth when you talk in between words, that's breaking the rules. That's who you need to be talking to, those two fronts. Yeah, it's all and the rules. Can you close your lips? So now let's finish listening to her lie through those two big fronts.
This is what I call a legal insurrection.
A legal
insurrection. Just let the rules stay the way they are. We'll do it the way we always have. Ooh. But here we have Texas, and now going to other states. J.D. Vance, why aren't you looking out for how to lower the cost like you promised?
And they are scared to death of this because they know all of these Democrat states are already maxed out with their gerrymandering. And we have all the advantage. We got more Republican states, and if our Republican governors got testes, we get in this party. If we all do that, it's over. That would give us Kev's wonderful dream of having a supermajority. Y'all already know I dream of that all the time. I dream of a supermajority. Where Democrats can't stop nothing. They're sitting at that spades table just participating. No spades, no high cards, just low numbers. Complaining. That's what I want to see happen to them.
Instead, he's going like a lapdog around the country in different states saying, oh, can we pick up some here? Can we pick up some here? Because they know they're going to lose next year. That's the only...
No. That's not true. That's not true with your low approval ratings. That's y'all excuse to try to pretend that we're cheating because we know we're going to lose. Yeah, y'all want to convince your stupid viewers and supporters that they're only doing this because we got them on a run. No. No, y'all are only acting this way because we got y'all on a run.
Reason they're engaging this, and also might be a nice distraction from people asking.
Here we go.
All of a sudden, this happens when they refuse to release the Epstein files.
Epstein. I knew that was coming out. Anything right now that Trump does that hurts the Democrats, what they're gonna do to pivot and cover for their hypocrisy is say everything Trump is doing right now is to distract from the Epstein files. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm getting to the point where I don't care about those. I want all that information to come out, but because of the context that they're trying to imply that the files aren't coming out, it's starting to irk me, and I know it's irking Trump because they're trying to imply that he's covering something up because of himself, and I know that's not the case, and the longer that they don't come out and say, look, man, here is what Trump's relationship was with him. This when it ended. This is what Trump did to shut this dude down. He volunteered to go ahead and testify against this. So stop bringing it up. Stop bringing it up. Okay? So y'all are using that to distract away from you being a hypocrite. But we're going to end with the biggest hypocrite of all. Physically, he's the biggest one.
So
literally.
I, along with a lot of people in New York, are saying, what's that all about? Is this just another red herring? So no one's buying this. Just Texas.
No, nobody's buying what you're selling, Bucky.
It off. We'll knock it off. And let's get back to governing. But you want to play these games? We're not going to sit on the sidelines. We're New Yorkers. We fight back.
Okay.
Shut up.
You mentioned
They're attempting.
Here he is. There he is. We're going to end with this guy right here. All right, so y'all ready for this rare moment where a liberal host actually calls out the hypocrisy of a Democrat?
Change the map. They know that they're going to lose.
There it is. Talking point. They know they're going to lose. That's why they're doing all of this, because we got them on the run. We got
26, the Congress, and so they're trying to steal seats.
Seats.
So that is what these Texas Democrats are trying to stand up against. And then don't forget, the map that they put together it violates the Voting Rights Act.
Yeah.
It violates the Constitution.
That's what that does.
Thank God for these Texas House Democrats.
Thank God for them running away from their responsibilities and stuff like that. No, they're trying to avoid a shellacking. That's what they're doing. They're in the boxing ring right now and refuse to fight. They're running all around while the ref is going, get over here, get over here. Look, I'm going to deduct some points if you keep running. They don't want no smoke. So now, in a rare moment, watch this.
Well, Governor, it might be illegal. It's not unprecedented, though, or it might be rare, I should say. But Texas actually tried to redraw districts mid-decade before in 2003, and the U.S. Supreme Court actually upheld the map in that case with the exception of one district. So the argument that Abbott is making is it's not illegal, though they are doing it certainly in an off year.
Yeah, but y'all are just going to keep saying it just because. Yeah, because you got to make it seem like we're doing all of this crazy stuff to stop it because it's illegal and they're stealing seats and all of this stuff, even though it's not illegal. And it definitely ain't illegal when y'all do it, though. Absolutely. It's different. It's different. The Democrat stands not only for dirty, deceptive, deceitful, but, the Democrat privilege. So here he goes, because she actually threw a kind of a tough thing at him.
I do want to look at the map of Illinois. Let's take a look at this. Despite President Trump winning 44% of the statewide vote in 2024, Republicans hold only 3 of Illinois' 17 districts.
The dirty Dems on display. And I'm shocked that Christian Welker pointed this out. That's like that Dookie map. That's how blotched up that is. It's like that Dookie map out there in California with Gavin Newsom when you saw the brown spots. You saw the brown spots. That's where Dookie is. If you didn't know, the brown spots represents Dookie all over. So those look at all of that right there. I wonder what big piano body having is gonna say.
These districts seem to be designed to maximize Democratic advantage. What do you say to those who argue that it's hypocritical for you to criticize Texas for partisanship when your state also drew maps to boost your party's standing?
I would say that's not true. Don't believe them. Believe me. It's different because we're saving democracy and they're trying to steal seats, and it's different because we're Democrats and we're upholding the law and righteousness.
Well, remember that what Texas is trying to do is
the same thing that we did because
and violate the Voting Rights Act. We didn't. We held public hearings, legislative hearings. People attended them. They spoke out. There was a map that was put out. There were actually changes made to the map, and a map was passed. And it was done at the end of the census, the decennial census.
Yeah, they probably had a lot of illegal immigrants counted in it. And y'all little committee and stuff probably was filled with radical Democrats, and the Republicans couldn't outvote you or stop you. And now we got the power. We've got the power. So now we might as well go ahead and do a little of that voting and redistricting too. See, there you go. Make it legit and official. All right, those that say yay, yay. Those that say nay, oh, they're not here. They're out. They ran. They split.
So that's how it's done in this country.
Sticking on your state's map, every major group that grades the fairness of congressional maps gives your state an F. Common Cause, a nonpartisan government watchdog, even says your map, and I'm going to quote, represents a nearly perfect model for everything that can go wrong with redistricting. And I guess the question is, you talk about preserving democracy. How do you preserve democracy if you're using the same tactics that you've criticized Texas Republicans?
By being a Democrat and a hypocrite. Because we don't care nothing about no democracy and stuff like that. Everything we've been doing is trying to subvert democracy by redistricting. There you go. And count illegals in the census and bringing more in. Bringing more in to do it. See, yeah, we don't trust the voters. We don't trust the American citizens. Yeah, they see through us. That's why our approval rating is so low. So we got to go ahead and rely on underhanded, dirty tactics like packing the court, getting rid of the filibuster, redistricting, gerrymandering, bringing illegal immigrants in, counting them in the census, making sure they can vote. We got to do stuff like that. But he ain't going to tell y'all that. Instead, watch him go ahead and give this most nonsensical, asinine statement or reply ever.
But as I say, what they're talking about is a distraction. The reality is...
Wait a minute. They weren't talking about it. She just asked you the question directly. What are you talking about? As I said, though, what they say is a distraction, not what I'm doing right now. I'm not trying to distract you by not answering the question directly and then going back and saying that they're the ones that's doing the distraction. As he launches his distraction.
That the violation of people's voting rights is what Texas is attempting to do. That's what's wrong with their efforts right now. And the fact that the president of the United States knows it and nevertheless is asking them to do it. That is what's wrong with what we're seeing right now.
Basically, that's what's wrong, because you know what? If it passes, it's going to hurt us. That's what's wrong with it. Yeah, it's going to shift the balance of power forever. That's what's wrong with it. But I'm not going to even address the fact that she just brought up what do you say to people who says, look at your dang on map? What's the difference between, the difference is they're Republicans and by them doing this, it's going to hurt us. So I'm just going to sit back and not even respond to that. Not even answer it. I'm just going to pretend that what they're doing is just evil on, face value. They're Republicans. So their motive is always based in some type of evilness and, of course, some type of racism. Got to slide in the voting act and all that.
Right now, democracy is at stake. And these Texas Democrats are standing up to what the GOP is attempting to do, which is to steal seats because they know what they've done is wrong.
Go back to the talking points. She rattled him. It's like, oh, shoot, how am I going to answer this and not sound like a big, fat, literally fat hypocrite? This is a true big fat hypocrite right here in front of us. And now go back to them. They're literally they're trying to steal seats and stuff.
Know that they've made an enormous mistake.
Wow. Not as serious as yours. I want to hit him with the bang. You've made a serious mistake. Not as serious as yours, I fear. Let's not stand on ceremony, fat man. There it is. He's not fat man, fat man. Let's not stand on ceremony, fat man. So anyway, there it is. That's the dirty Dems. They will get right on TV, lie to your face. They don't care about being hypocritical. They don't care about none of that stuff. That man pivoted the heck out of all of that. And he knows he's just as guilty as he's claiming that the Republicans are. Yeah, see, Republicans can never do anything based on principle. They don't follow the laws. They're just doing it. They're breaking the laws. That the voter's right. It's racism. They're trying to disenfranchise black and brown people's votes and stuff like that. But yet they have gerrymandered so bad that they have little room to grow. And yet we have saved ours for last. Yeah, we can grow if we got Republicans who got some testes. That's the key. Yeah, we can't pass up this opportunity. Republican governors need to all be on one accord when it comes down to this. We got the more states than them. We can get this thing done and stick it to them. And I pray to God that this happens, because I want to see these people implode, just like the late night talk show host and all of these things, all of the wokeness, everything related and connected to the Democrats. I want to see it all just come down. We get back to the way the country was, where folks weren't walking around grieved and mad and yelling at folks saying, that person got a red hat, that's a Nazi. All of that stupid stuff. We can sit back and watch Archie Bunker and George Jefferson and laugh without talking about that's misappropriation, that's racism, we need that. Okay, I pray we can get back to that just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Jeez.
There's some kings in the building. Do your fist up and show some respect. There's gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. There's gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. There's gorillas in here. Gorilla in here.